Hello, welcome to our study. It's a new study I'm going to start, and my name is Ange Michel for all of you who don't know my name maybe. And we welcome you on our page, Grace Chronicles Podcast. If you are new on this page, I would like to thank you for being here. But you can also go on YouTube and follow our YouTube channel, where we have lots of videos on the gospel of Jesus Christ, the gospel of God's grace, and where we explain some of the hardest topics that the Bible teaches. And I wanted to share that I just published a new book. It's been on the market on Amazon for the last maybe almost 2 months now, the end of February this year, 2026. And today I just wanted to go through this book. I will go through the book, but I'm not going to go into details. If you want to get a copy for yourself, you can go on Amazon. The title is Christians Obligated to Tithe, Debunking the Tithing, a Sacred Cow. It's my book. My name is Ange Michel Muhaimana. You can just put in the name of the book, the title of the book, or my name, Ange Michel Muhaimana. And then if you type on Amazon, if you type some keywords like tithing, financial stewardship, money in the church, that kind of stuff, you can still get the book. It's different because you see there is a cow on the book with money in the mouth, and people in the pews in the church, and it's self-explanatory. You will understand what this book explains. So it's a bit controversial. It's a topic that is sensitive in the church, and it's good. It's good to ask questions. There's nothing bad. There's nothing wrong to ask hard questions. Actually, if you study the Bible, the scriptures, you find out that the church, the early church, especially in the book of Acts, Paul would go in the synagogues and he would go there to reason. The Bible uses the word to reason. He was reasoning to make sure that members of the synagogues would understand that Jesus Christ was the Messiah, the Christ, the chosen one, the anointed one, who was sent to save people. So there is nothing wrong with asking hard and tough questions. And I know tithing is a very divisive topic in the church. So many people get offended even when you talk about tithing in a different way that they're used to, especially like if you say that tithing is not mandatory, it's not an obligation, especially for those who are born again. Some people will get offended, and I understand. Because change is so scary. Change is very, very scary. And when we teach this way, we bring in change. And the way we've been taught to accept whatever the preacher, the pastor, the church leader tells us to believe in. And we're not allowed to ask questions. And this is challenging because we grow by asking questions. So when it comes to the topic, to the matter of tithing within the church, are we supposed to tithe? Is it a must? Is it a law? Is it something that we have to do? Is it an obligation? And the answer, according to the Bible, is not an obligation. And that's why I came up with this book. I researched for almost 17 years. Since 2009, I was researching, trying to explain that tithing is not an obligation. And proponents of the tithing in the church, we always teach you that Abraham is the first one who tithed. Who tithed in the church? Early on before the church started. I'm sorry about that. But he's the one who tithed, and then he was under grace. But the question is, if Abraham was under grace, did he tithe from his own wealth, from what he owned? The answer is a big no. Abraham tithed from war plunder. He went to fight. There was a war going on. Remember, there were kings who had a coalition. They went to attack the kings of Sodom and Gomorrah and their allies. And then in this battle, the kings of Sodom and Gomorrah and their allies, they were defeated. That is found in the book of Genesis chapter 14. You can read the whole story. But the context is very key in this story. Because then Abraham was called Abram before his name was changed to Abraham. So he heard that his nephew Lot, who lived in Sodom, was taken captive, him and his wife, and his wealth, his cows, everything that he owned. He was taken as a prisoner of war, including the people of Sodom and Gomorrah and the surrounding kingdoms. So Abraham was told, a messenger went to him. He told him that his nephew was taken captive. So he got angered. So he took 318 of his men who lived with him. He was like a small king. That's what I would say. And he went to battle. He went to fight the kings who went to captive. His nephew Lot. He went with some of his friends. And then he went to fight. He brought him back. When he brought him back, he also brought back the things that were taken. Like the food, the clothes, the cows, all those stuff that were taken. So he brought him back and he rescued him. So on his way back, he met the king of Salem, King Melchizedek. King of Salem means the king of peace, king of righteousness. So he met him and he gave him a tenth of all. You can find the book in the book of Genesis chapter 14 from verse 1 all the way down. The story explains that Abraham was not at home. He wasn't at home. He was at a battlefield. He met Melchizedek. He had his nephew Lot and his family. He had brought back everything the plunder. Let me use the word plunder. He brought back the plunder. So he gave a tenth of all of everything to Melchizedek. Not from what he owned, from the plunder. So the question within the church is this. We are taught that he gave everything to Melchizedek, a tithe of all that he owned. No, that's a wrong teaching. He never gave a tithe of all he owned. He gave a tithe of plunder. So Abraham gave his tithe for the first time. He never gave it again. We don't see anywhere in the Bible, in the book of Genesis, Abraham making it a law that if you own everything, you have to give a tithe to the church. No. That is teaching out of context. The context of the book of Genesis chapter 14, Abraham is on the battlefield. He brought back the people from kingdoms of Sodom and Gomorrah and their allies. He brought back his nephew Lot. And then also whatever was taken captive, which is called plunder. And then he met the king of Salem, Melchizedek. He gave him a tithe. And in the ancient Near East, there was a custom. It's not in the Bible. It's like you can research it. There was a custom that a king who was stronger, if there was a coalition of kingdoms, the one who was leading the coalition, every single time they went to fight and there was plunder that was brought back, they had to give a tenth to this king. In the story, they had to keep it. So, but there is a deeper truth in what Abraham gave. The truth is, Abraham gave his tithe on behalf of Levi. In the book of Hebrews chapter 7, that's where we see this. He gave his tithe on behalf of his great-grandson, Levi, who would serve in the temple, in the tent of meeting, as priests and also as Levites. They will serve in the tent of meetings. They never had any portion, any land in the nation of Israel. So, what we have to learn from this, Abraham gave a tithe of plunder. We don't have to do the same thing that he did. We don't see Abraham making it a law for people to give a tithe in the church. Whoever teaches that tithing, like Abraham, is what we're supposed to do, they are teaching out of context. Because the context teaches that Abraham gave a tithe from plunder, not from what he owned. You can read for yourselves in the book of Genesis chapter 14. I don't have time to go through this because this video is going to be short. But you can get this book on Amazon. It's there. It's my book. You can go and read it. You will understand that he gave a tithe. There was no commandment. So we shall see in our next video why Abraham gave his tenth of the plunder to Melchizedek. He never made it a law. We don't see him tithing again. He did it once from plunder, but not from what he owned. The truth will always set us free. Go and research. Go and study for yourselves. Genesis chapter 14. I'm talking from the scriptures. May God teach you. May God help you. Share this video because we need to come to this understanding of the gospel of Jesus Christ and embrace the truth. I know tithing is very divisive, but we need to challenge how it's being taught. It's been taught for so many years. It doesn't matter the consequences, but we need to stick with the truth because Jesus is the way, the truth, and life. If we teach about Jesus Christ, tithing shouldn't be part of the church today. May God bless you.